Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
Still ahead on Fox 5, Dr. Rose answers your questions about moving on after a breakup. Well, breakups are never easy, but we are going to try to help you move on with your life a little bit faster. Dr. Rose Hartzell, sex therapist at San Diego Sexual Medicine Alvarado Hospital, is here to take your questions on navigating a breakup. And we have some video questions that people have sent us. So let's go ahead and get to the first question.
What emotions should I expect following a breakup?
Okay, so what's natural and what's maybe overboard, huh?
Well, I often say that when you're going through a breakup, it's similar to when you're mourning the death of a loved one. Ultimately, the person that you were with no longer exists. The relationship that you were with no longer exists. So grieving a death is you go through anger, you go through bargaining, denial, depression, sadness, and ultimately acceptance. So,
okay.
And one thing I like to point out also is that it's okay to feel sad. A lot of times people are like, oh, we have to go out and party. Really take the time to mourn, but set a time limit to...
I'm going to ask a tough follow-up question. What is a reasonable time limit? I mean, it probably depends on how long the relationship lasted and the depth of the relationship, but in general, is there a time where it's like, okay, it's been way too long, you have to move on? Well,
sometimes it can take a year to get over a loss, but that doesn't mean that the sadness part, the sitting in your sweats in your room watching sad movies, that you should set a time limit, like between a day and a week.
Okay.
But it's okay to go back and forth and feel that way throughout the year, but you have to set a time limit into the feeling sorry for yourself part.
Sure. Okay, let's go on to our next viewer question about breakups.
How can therapy help after a heartbreak?
Therapy is perfect following a heartbreak.
Okay.
And there's multiple reasons for this. One is that it can provide support through the process. It can also help you to determine, why do we break up? Am I always drawn to emotionally unavailable partners? Was I with someone that was a bad fit and was sending me signals and I was ignoring them? Why were you ignoring them? They can also help you to hone in on what type of partner that you want and where you can go looking for that. Who would be a good fit for you?
Very good. Okay, so get rid of the stigma. There's no stigma. Go out and seek help if you need it. Let's get to our next viewer question about a breakup.
What kind of things should I do to take care of myself after a breakup?
I like these questions. They're short and succinct, aren't they? Let's get right to it.
This is a perfect time to pamper yourself.
Okay.
So whatever that means for you, getting a massage, getting a manicure, pedicure, definitely take care of yourself in terms of diet and exercise. I love exercise for two reasons. One is because the endorphins it releases, it chemically makes you feel better, and it also can help with your body image so that when you get back into the game, you're feeling good about yourself.
And that's interesting because I've seen people react, both ways. Some people after a big breakup and they feel really sadly lose weight, and I've also seen people gain quite a bit of weight. So you could react to both extremes.
Right, and that's what I'm saying in terms of the sitting in your sweats, feeling sorry for yourself. That's why you need to set a time limit for that part, correct?
Yeah. Okay, let's get to our next viewer question.
What kind of things should I do to take care of myself after a breakup?
All right, did we just do that one?
I think we did. That's a great question.
Do we have another one to do?
What if I find myself wanting to get back together with an ex I know isn't right for me?
This is not uncommon.
Okay.
A lot of times people get nostalgic about their ex and feel like it might be a good idea to get back together with them. And so that's why I like to tell people to what I do, remember reality. So this means write down everything that led to the breakup. You broke up for a reason. So write down the things that you fought about, the things that you didn't get along with regarding what led to the demise of the relationship, so that when you feel like you want to get back together with that person, you can realize that they weren't really a good fit for you in the first place, and that's why you broke up.
Do you ever watch that show, New Girl?
I don't know.
It's a really cute show, and on that show, one of the characters keeps going back to this ex that's not good, so he did a video diary talking to himself in the future.
Love it.
And he's like, look, here's why she's awful.
Don't do it.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's easy to get nostalgic.
Yeah, and it might be a good idea to have some friends around you too that can remind you, okay, I'm only remembering the good parts of this relationship. I'm thinking about going back to it, and it's probably not a good idea. Can you remind me of why we broke up in the first place and some of the problems?
Yeah, it's a lot of work to start a new relationship, and a lot of times it's easier to go back to the old one.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you broke up for a reason.
Right.
Remember it.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Dr. Rose, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
To get in touch with Dr. Rose Hartzell at San Diego Sexual Medicine, all you have to do is visit our website, fox5sandiego.com. Click on the Scene on tab. Raul, have you seen that show? Because it is
I
so
have.
funny.
I have. I love that show, and that's very funny. And they tried to hold him back because he was going back with her. And it's like, watch the tape.